Everyone is dying to know the brilliant Miss Cheveley. Tell me, Miss Cheveley, are you coming to our country house before you leave England?
Oh no, I can't stand your English house parties. In England, people actually try to be brilliant at breakfast. That is so dreadful of them. Only dull people are brilliant at breakfast. My stay in England really depends on you, Sir Robert.
Really?
Yes, I want to talk to you about a great political and financial scheme. The Argentine Canal Company, in fact.
What a tedious practical subject for you to talk about, Miss Cheveley.
Oh, I like tedious practical subjects. What I don't like are tedious practical people. Besides, you are interested, I know, in international canal schemes. You were the Lord Raleigh's secretary, weren't you, when the government brought Suez Canal shares?
Yes, but the Suez Canal was a great and splendid undertaking. It was necessary that we should have control. This was a commonplace stock exchange swindle.
A speculation, Sir Robert, a brilliant, daring speculation.
Believe me, Miss Cheveley, it was a swindle. Let us call things by their proper names. It makes everything simpler. I hope you have not invested into it. I'm sure you are far too clever to have done that.
I have invested very largely in it.
Who could have advised you to do such a foolish thing?
Your old friend and mine.
Who?
Baron Arnheim?
Yes. I remember hearing that he had been mixed up in the whole affair.
It was his last romance. His last but one, to do him justice.
I fear I have no advice to give you except to interest yourself in something less dangerous. The success of the canal depends, of course, on the attitude of England, and I am going to lay the report of the commissioners before the House tomorrow night.
That you must not do, Sir Robert. In your own interest to say nothing of mine, you must not do that.
In my own interest? My dear Cheveley, what do you mean?
I mean that I know the real origin of your wealth in your career, and I've got your letter, too.
What letter?
The letter you wrote to Baron Arnheim when you were the Lord Raleigh's secretary, telling the Baron to buy Suez Canal shares.
The affair to which you allude was no more than a speculation.
It was a swindle, Sir Robert. Let us call things by their proper names. It makes everything simpler. And now I'm going to study that letter, and the price I ask for it is your public support of the Argentine scheme.
I cannot do what you asked me to.
You mean you cannot help doing it? You know what your English newspapers are like. Think of their lonesome joy, of the delight they would have in dragging you down. I mean that I know the real origin of your wealth in your career.
I will give you any sum of money you want.
Even you are not rich enough, Sir Robert.
Wait a moment. What did you propose? You said you would give back my letter.
Yes, that is agreed. I intend to play quite fairly with you, Sir Robert. One should always play fairly when one has the winning card, that is. The Baron taught me that, amongst other things.
You must let me have the time to consider this proposal.
No, you must settle now.
Give me a week, 3 days.
Impossible. I've got to telegraph to Vienna tonight.
My God, what brought you into my life?
Circumstances.
Don't go. I consent. The report should be withdrawn, and I'll arrange for a question to be put to me on the subject.
Thank you. I knew we'd come to some amicable agreement. And now, Sir Robert, you can call my carriage for me. I see the people coming up from supper. And Englishmen always get romantic after a meal. And that bores me dreadfully.